All right, section 6.2, example 4. It's going to be fun because we get to talk about money. Compound interest is going to be the topic. And to define compound interest, it's the interest you earn on the principal and on previously earned interest. So in other words, you put some money in, the money you put in doesn't only make interest, so does the interest on that interest. Hopefully that makes sense. So here we go. In this equation, you'll notice that there are some similarities between this and just the regular compound growth formula. Remember, compound growth, I'm sorry, not compound growth, exponential growth, kind of look like this. You look like a times 1 plus r to the t. Now, what's the difference? Well, they call this a, the starting number we used to have, they call it p now. That p represents principal. It's still the initial amount, but its initial amount of money, it's called principal. Okay, r is still the rate of growth, and it still has to be written as a decimal. T is still time, but there's this n in here. And n represents the number of compounding periods, or the number of times the interest is compounded in a year. Okay, so if we say that your interest was compounded daily, well, since there's 365 days in a year, we're going to put 365 in for n here and in there. We're going to chop up that rate into 365 little pieces, but then we're going to apply that interest 365 times, so you put it in two ways. If it says monthly, there's 12 months in a year, so you put a little 12 for n. If it says quarterly, well, we know there's 4 quarters in a year, so you put 4 in for n, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's try an example. You deposit $100 in a savings account that earns 6% annual interest compounded monthly. Write a function that represents the balance after t years. Okay, so we have 3 pieces of information. One, we have the amount of money that we're putting in the equation. That's our P. That's our principal. In an account that earns 6%, that's our R, which when written as a decimal, if I move it over to, would be 0.06. Now it says it's compounded monthly. Monthly, there's 12 months in a year, so we know that our n value is going to be 12. So remembering the formula, A, the amount we'll have in our account, depends on the principal, which is then multiplied by 1 plus the rate divided up into n little pieces and raised to the n times t. Okay, so let's see what this is. A is what we're trying to find. We don't know. The principal is $100 times 1 plus the interest rate is 6%, so 0.06, but we're going to split that up into 12 pieces. So divide by 12, which is our n, all to the 12t, which basically means we're going to apply the interest 12 times a year for however many years. This is the function that we are looking for. Notice we're not looking for an answer here, we're looking for a function. So now, if we asked, well, how much money would be in this account in 10 years, you could just put a 10 in place of t and you could find your answer. And that's it. That's how you write a compound interest formula. Once again, good luck.